Welcome back, everybody, to another Voice in the Void. I have special guest here today. I'll let her go ahead and do the introduction of herself. Thank you for joining me, and
No problem, man.
on to you.
All right, my name's Ashley, and I run what is called Fool Consulting, FOOL. It stands for Fruits of Our Labor, and we work hard for hardworking people at what I call reasonable rates, and some people don't. And mainly what we really do is give a voice to like independent artists, contractors, people who kind of don't want to be famous, but they want to make money off what they do. So that's who I am.
Gotcha. Okay, so you said you got full going because you kind of wanted to help people.
Yeah,
Um,
I think what I wanted to do was find people wanted who wanted help. Not so much they wanted to boss people around or they wanted what I call fake employees, basically interns, people who they kind of work on a promise for about a year and a half and then it turns into the bare minimum. And for I'd say 1 out of 10 people that can turn into $1 million business, but for most people it doesn't. And what we have to do is be realistic. Okay, so let's set our goals realistically. Let's move this one step at a time. There's and and it's not to say that people can't. It's just that
mhm,
people don't. You know what I mean? Like
right.
most of us don't grow up with the resources needed to start a six-figure business. We don't grow up with a network. We don't grow up with any of that. So I say,
Hmm.
hey, why don't we help you build maybe a five-figure business, a four-figure business, and then you get into the rooms with the six-figure businesses. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm cheat code to the shit, bro. Like,
Hey, I mean, I've been trying, but it's one of the things where I not necessarily gave up on trying. I stopped pushing as hard. And for the most part, it is working. Yeah, it's a lot of progress that I'm making and it's a lot of steps. But um for something say the full, what is like the first step that you tell people to kind of get how to get their toes wet, so to speak?
I tell them to work in service. Like, have you ever worked in retail? Have you ever worked
Mhm.
in any of those things? A barista, whatever. Have you ever served anybody? Did you
Yeah,
like it? No. Well, maybe don't start a business because it's like
right.
this. I don't have a boss. I have several bosses, bro. I have like right now I have about six bosses, six people at any given moment who fund my life and help me make it to where I go. Do I help them in exchange? Absolutely. But I'm still on call. No matter what people want to, you can, sure, like, do I sit at home on Tuesday morning and smoke weed? Absolutely. But I can guarantee you, an hour later, I'm sitting at my computer because somebody called me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I mean, I get it because I used to do similar. Because like I was joking about like the ad not liking it because that's something I enjoy because obviously like I like to talk to people and being in customer service of any kind, you learn that you're it's kind of like being a barber at a barber shop. Like you're so to speak someone's like at least a small time psychologist, so to say, where they confide in you, whether it's just to kind of get something out or it's some type of just communication. I guess in the same sense, just get something out. But uh I used to do this thing where I would walk around, I would actually just start picking conversations with just the random folk walking down the street, walking in the grocery store. And that's where I learned is like this is something I wanted to do.
mhm.
I never followed through with it.
Well, it's
That's where my
scary.
problem was.
It's
Well,
scary. Following through is scary and it's a lot.
yeah,
It's like when you want to do something, this is what people don't realize. Your whole entire life basically has to revolve around it in
yeah,
the most nauseating sense because you have to literally become this thing you want. You have to become the Voice in the Void podcast. You know what I mean? You are the walking billboard for it. You are the loudest voice for it. You are the strongest proponent of it. You are the loud. So your life, I mean, and then God forbid you have a family on top of it, you have to hope that your family understands that this thing that seems like is hemorrhaging money is really my ticket to success, you know?
Right.
And it's hard because when
Hmm.
you have, especially if you come from at least a middle class family, you know what I mean? If you come from a lower class family, not even lower class, but you know, little poorer, less, you come from something that makes, you know, $60,000 or less. Let's just put numbers on it.
Yeah.
And you know, there's an advantage to that. There's a good chance your parents are going to believe in your possibilities.
Yeah,
However,
but then it's also one the minute say one of your parents is doing better than the other, like when they separate, one of them parents always fights against, it seems.
yes,
And
and
I
that's the
experienced
scary
that
part.
on multiple sides.
You're going to
And that's
experience it
part of
from
the
not just your
reason.
parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just your parents, it's your grandparents, it's your aunts, it's your uncles, it's everyone who you look to love and you want
Yeah.
that love back. You're like, "Hey, believe in me." And they're like, "Well, here's how I got to where I am." I had that problem with my parents. Was like, "Why don't they believe in me or whatever?" But then I realized like they had paths to success as well. You know what I mean? Like I look at people who aren't even clients, they're just friends who are doing well. And I'm like, why don't they believe in me? Here's the truth. They know their path to success. So it is scary, bro. You're creating your own path. And that
Yeah.
shit's a lot. And
Yeah.
it's not always fun, but when you look back every day from every step, it is fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I actually this channel itself that I posted on YouTube, it
Hmm.
used to be called Lee Smoke and Spoke, because I used to smoke and I just sit out in the shed and I talk and just kind of bullshit about whatever it was at the time.
What
Um
happened? Why'd you change that?
well, I moved, I stopped smoking, I
Congratulations.
because I realized it was taking a lot more of my money and time than what I was
Hmm.
uh really wanting to put out there. I spent more on smoke than I was on my bills.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, it's time to cut that away. And then we moved a day away from where I'm from. So I used to live in Michigan and now I live in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay,
So
cool.
so we made a very big move, and I could definitely smoke if I wanted to, but it's also I went and got my CDL because I'm trying to make another career change, but then it's also I'm focusing on this as well as other things. So it's just getting everything to work together. And yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the cool thing is what you do, you know, getting your CDL, getting a trucking job, or getting your own truck. I don't know which route you're going about, but either way, I mean, a podcast is the perfect thing because realistically, while you're driving, pretty much everyone listens to podcasts, and there's like truckers
Exactly.
union. You know what I mean? Like, if
Hmm.
you make this really geared towards the shit that truckers listen to, you don't have to, for a podcast to be successful, you don't have to have billions of people listening. How good would it
Hmm.
feel to wake up and have 10,000 people listening? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's the part where I think as a society, we've really distorted the word success. Like, people don't get what success is. You know what I mean? Like, they compare the metric of success to Elon Musk, and
Yeah.
that's,
I
that's
wouldn't.
not a measure of
That's way
success.
different. That's a different type of success.
Yeah, it's a
But no, I
success
mean,
you are born into. it's
yeah, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Like,
Like there's levels to this shit, bro. And
hmm,
it sounds like you're getting on the level that you need to get your kid on the Elon Musk track. You get what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
That's the plan. Is I want to try to get my three kids because I have three. Uh, and the plan is get them set up in the right direction and where I'm using these different platforms because I used to post a lot on TikTok. I was getting a pretty good following. I got 6,000 followers on there in two
good.
months,
Awesome.
and I stopped because I was going through like a mental breakdown. Then it was kind of the same for my old YouTube channel where uh I stopped doing that because I started having little mental breakdowns, and I realized that it was actually where I was at, not what I was doing. And it took a couple years, but it's what I call that self-improvement stage
Hmm.
where I made a move. Me and my wife, we talked about it for a while, but I made a move and it worked out for all of us. We're all doing better down here compared to what we were doing up in Michigan.
And
Mine and my wife's relationship's better in its own with that.
that's kind of, that's kind of the point of exactly what life is to me. What you said is like we had to realize it's a lot of self-awareness that I think is going to contribute to what you're doing. I think it's really cool that you're able to say, hey, I have a cool wife who I'm able to really talk to, and we had to make a tough decision to move, but we did. And like you said, it is the place. I lived in Dallas for like 6 months. That place is a hellscape. And I would never, 0 out of 10, do not recommend unless you yourself are chaotic evil. Like if you're evil, you'll thrive in Dallas. And that's
Yeah,
not necessarily true. You know what I mean? That's just my experience. But it took me and my wife to really look at each other and go, we aren't even the same people while we're here. You know what
right.
I mean? Like this
Yeah.
isn't even us.
Mm.
So what are your next steps when it comes to any of this? That's the question.
Uh, well, hopefully my next step with this whole thing is well to hopefully move it to a bigger scale for me, and not only for me but be able to get people like yourself and uh it's people that's trying to help other people mainly, right?
Hmm.
uh Out to me, just to be able to actually have that real face to face, like a real type of connection, be able to speak on everything we're speaking on now, the new things that you yourself will come up and figure out in the next 3 months, year, 2 years, however long it might be. And to push not only passion for myself, but help spread passion for others and help people. That's my main thing is I want to help people. Like
I think
I've always been that way though. So
I think you found a good way to do it that honors yourself. Because you seem like a giver, you know what I mean? And givers usually they get they get wrapped up in the story and they
mhm,
forget to write the ending. You get what I mean? And it seems like right now you have a clear outline to a book and you're ready to start writing the ending.
mhm,
And I would just encourage you to put yourself out there like you did more. And there's some things where I know for a fact, like in this economy, spending more money is the antichrist. But there's things you
yeah,
can do for yourself. You know what I mean? I always tell people one of all my clients help themselves. Like all of them, all my best clients, they call me after they try. And the reason is because you find that I like to compare it to like getting your car worked on. Your online brand, right? There's some
yeah,
things you can kind of do yourself, like your oil change. So, like you started the podcast, you put it on Spotify. But did you know you could change your headlights too? So you can get yourself for $8.99 a month a cheap little web hosting server, and literally less than shit for one website. You can do it for $6.99 a month, and put yourself something together. If you're not anti AI, use AI to get you something from point A to point B. You know what I mean?
right.
Like there's a way for you to do this and elevate it for less than
Mhm,
$20 a month, and you're getting in those places and you're putting yourself in those rooms where you don't need to spend necessarily anything more than an extra 2 hours a week, and you're not spending an arm and a leg. So I would encourage you to really just it's time, bro. Like you're connecting, you're making.
mhm,
You know what I mean? So now it's time to put the voice to a face and really make some shit. Because
right.
I believe you when you say you're passionate. I missed the first one because I literally got caught up with my electrician. All my panels are down on my wall. It's a nightmare. But like, I was
No,
like, ah,
you're
shit.
good.
You know what I mean? But then you were
You're
like,
good.
bro,
Shit
I'm not
happens.
even. Yeah, exactly. And that's the mark of a professional podcaster is understanding, shit happens. It's not, oh my God,
Mhm,
people cancel my podcast all the time. I'm going to kill myself. You
yeah.
really want this. And I can tell that. You got your CDL, you quit smoking. You want something out of life. So now you got to take steps,
Yeah.
like, and they're bigger steps. Every step
Mhm,
the gap gets every time you get like ever more successful, you got to start from the steps to jumping,
Right.
and you're doing
Yeah,
it, bro.
that's the that's kind of where I'm at, cuz like I've been, again, I've been helping people for the past, I want to say, about 13 years now, and I wasn't ever really putting anything for myself in it. And at one point, I know that was like one of my things where I was having a type of mental break, because I was never having um any rest or any time really for myself. And I started going to do all these other things. Like, I used to go fishing just because that was the one thing I had for quietness and find peace. But down here I haven't really had time for that. I've been working. um I did have 3 podcasts, but one is
Wow.
kind of off and the other one just completely dead. So it's all on this, and I've been working with people and getting new designs figured out, and getting joining different groups
Mhm.
to help not only push my channel but find more guests and get new potentials, maybe even partnerships one day.
Right on.
And again, it was one of the things I went through a phase where, and it was towards the beginning of getting all focused on this channel, like, where I was almost cut my wife and my kids out, and I wasn't thinking it that way, but I was putting too much time into this. Like, I was doing 3 episodes almost every day. I was fully focused on the sites and trying to get everything figured out, then the designs, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna cut all this back. I'm not gonna post as much through the week like I was doing. I'm gonna slow it down so I can post and have that leeway if I need it, to where I can do this and still have this time with my family, and not make it seem like I'm pushing people out, because that's not what I want to do. And my wife, she got that understanding. She like, she started getting a little irritated at first, but then like I slowed down and she understood. And I plan on having my middle child, because he wants to come on with me one time. So I'm gonna have him jump on here and potentially have a good time with him and maybe one of his friends or whatever, just talking and BSing away. Um, but yeah, no, this whole thing is to it's like a progression. It's it's some type of improvement, whether it's on myself, with other people, sharing your story. You decided you wanted to do this. Let me actually share it up here real fast. Um, the Fool.
Here, I'll send you the yeah. Let me check. Let me just direct it, make sure things working. Hope it
I
works.
was I
All right.
got
Head over to the
Yeah,
listen live.
right here. Listen live. All right.
Everything else is just like what we do, radio magazine shit.
My stuff's being a little slow right now, but but yeah. So it's the whole point of the voice in the void, right?
Mm,
Is it's to give that voice to people. It's to try to help people some type of way. All right.
perfect. You don't have to press play or anything. Just keep it right there. This
Okay.
is what I care about the most when it comes to all of Fool Consulting. I love helping people. I love everything in the world about, making a business successful. Super fun, super technical. That's when I put my glasses on and that's when I turn my brain on. But the independent artist radio station is where I think I really, really hit the passion because that's what I went to school for. I went to school for English and radio. And I think one
Okay.
of the biggest problems with radio is basically this. It's a pipeline. you get into you get signed with this artist, and of course they're gonna push you on the radio. Radios used to have things like local love. They used to have like real cool shit for the community, and now it's kind of dead. I can't do anything but bring it online. But everyone I play is unreleased independent artist music. Everything I play, nothing I play will
Okay.
you will ever hear on the radio, and I do that intentionally because somebody got to give me motherfuckers some airplay.
Hey, I
Like
like that though, because most of the artists I listen to is all underground. So
exactly.
I'll
And so
definitely
now
check it
you
out
got a
more.
place to come. And there's like one song on there right now. Because we do submissions and we literally just launched on Monday. And I have five more to go through. You know what I mean? Like, um,
Oh,
but
so
we're
this is new.
brand new. I mean, and it's
Okay.
like 10 years in the making. But it's brand new in the way that like we have our group Independent Artist Radar that has like 100,000 people in it. And so
Okay.
now we're like, shit, that's enough people. You know what I mean? Even if 10% of them
Yeah.
submit one song, that's a full station that we're playing. So, like you said, it's progression and steps, and it's not my final step, but it's one of my favorites. And it's the one I think that'll benefit the people the most as far as when I replay interviews, when I,
Mhm.
take on or not local, but people who do digital services. This is where you're gonna
Right.
listen. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's my fun part. It's mine, so I get to control the programming. So I think if you scroll down every day, you'll see something different. Thing.
Okay. And right now you said this is the only thing currently.
Oh,
Um
that's
I just figure out scroll. I might as well show your stuff a
yeah.
little bit. Why not?
If you scroll, you'll
And
see
so is
like
this your
every day.
first? This your first thing that you have out right now, or is this
My
the baby you
first
just
radio. No, this is my second radio station. My first radio station was actually like a prison radio station that I started. And a
okay.
small prison marketing company. I wasn't in prison or anything. I just figured they were sitting around, they had shit to do. So I used them as kind of like a test subject. And then they tried to steal from me, so I said, fuck that. And then like life happened over the years, so I kind of lost my mind a little bit, and now I'm able to get it back and piece it back together.
Hey,
And I realized, music is the
it's
only
part of
thing.
life, right? You got to go crazy at
Yeah,
least
bro,
once in
people
a.
lose their minds. Like it is what it is. And so what we did was I said, I don't listen to one genre of music. I don't. I won't even listen to
Yeah,
my own radio. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't listen to it. So I said I gotta separate. Everybody gets a day. You know what I mean?
I
And
like
then
that. I like that.
yeah, bro,
Sunday,
like
sacred and spiritual.
exactly.
Mondays, soul and motivation. Tuesdays, hip hop and urban. Wednesdays, Afro beats and global. Thursdays, alternate. All here comes my fucking dyslexia. Alternative and indie rock. Friday, R&B and old school. Saturday is the independent showcase. So with that one, is that one of them you say is like the people that's not mainstream at all, or are
No, it's really just like
all?
for EDM and like things that don't really have a place on Monday through Friday, Sunday through
I
Friday.
might have someone to hook
You know
up
what I
with
mean?
you with
Yeah,
some of that
because
then.
I like all, like I said, when I say I like all types of music, I listen to acoustic, I listen to lo-fi, I listen to everything. And everything has its place depending on my mood or what I want to do that day. You know what I mean? There's
Nah,
like,
exactly. I feel
yeah,
that
like
one.
so if I'm gonna have a radio station, it's gonna be some shit I want to hear. Like
Right.
it's not gonna be what makes the money. And I feel that
Yeah.
as a consumer, there's hundreds of thousands of other consumers just like me. And what I want to do is make sure that they find me. I'm not looking for millions. I'm not
Mhm.
even looking for, hundreds of thousands. If there's 10,000 people out there who can listen to my radio station, wake up, be happy,
Yeah.
I think I did something. You know what I mean? I think I did something there. I have no desire to really compete as much as I do to create.
Nah, I get that. Like, there's not really a big need for the, as I say, competition anymore. Like, where I look at it like how there was only one time where you ever really felt like you had to show out, and it's high school.
Yeah. Or middle school,
And
even a little
outside
bit.
of
Eighth
that,
grade.
and yeah, yeah, well, middle school is different. That's a different breed of people. But high school is like that. That was like, or even college, like if you're going with your education. But for me, it was like it was high school, right? Because
Mm.
like I was always dressed nice. I had nice shoes, not expensive shoes, but nice
No,
shoes.
I know what you
I
mean.
had I had hats that matched shirt, that matched the pants, that matched the shoes, that matched the watches, whatever I had going on. And after school, I kind of gave up on all. I started dressing comfortable,
That's really
and
half the battle. I've learned that being an adult is just about getting through shit comfortably, bro. Like,
yeah,
I swear to God, because at any given moment you feel like, fuck it, I'll crash out. But like once you're able to start getting through shit, you figure out how it goes. Life's
yeah,
golden. Life's fucking
nah, exactly. Like, cause I mean, back then I was a lot healthier back then too.
yeah,
Now, like I'm still healthy, I'm just fat.
yeah. I feel that. Me too. And
But
it's gonna be
I
like that.
was,
Get
yeah, I
skinny.
mean, it goes on. Like I was 180 pounds. Now I'm 280.
Yeah, I feel that.
So,
I feel that shit.
so and like it changed, but it happens. It's part of life. Getting older, I've had some injuries with my knees, my back. So it's one of the things where you just let it happen. I'm not as big as I used to be because I used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah,
But I, again, I've gotten back to the point where it's not only I've grown to love myself again, but I've grown to accepting change from myself. Where I used to speak it, I used to help people change. I used to
so
help people get back on the right track. And then at some point, it was like, all right, I think it's officially time to step back, not stop caring, so to speak, but I gotta put myself and my family before I start helping out everybody else again.
everybody, absolutely. Because guess what? You know who's gonna be there. And this is some real shit. I feel like we're taught usually to put everybody first, and we're taught,
Yeah.
it's not always about you. But here's the truth: when you are down and you are stuck and you are absolutely fucked, the only person there is you.
Hmm.
So you should probably put the
Yeah.
person who's got to be there first. The person who's
Yeah.
gonna go through it first. You get what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
so bizarre how we're taught these. Sit though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you gotta also take in, like, I don't know how old you are, but
33.
um oh, okay, so we're pretty close to the same age. I'm about to be 32.
Nice.
uh but in our time, like, I don't know if you had the same thing, but the crying wasn't acceptable.
My parents still
Like,
don't
that's,
cry.
you couldn't show any type of emotions, and for a long time, because I had a lot of mix of anger and sadness built up to where it started eating away at myself and started eating away at my thoughts.
Yeah.
When I say, when me and my wife moved down here, our relationship was starting to go south up there, to where, like, and it was me, it was my mind. I was ruining my own relationship because I was letting my thoughts get the best of me.
Hmm.
And I wasn't taking in that, okay, she's not saying this because she's being a dick, she's saying this because she's
Because
actually
this is
trying to help
happening.
me. And uh I used to say it all the time, but I forgot it at one point, to where you have people that will tell you the truth or tell you what you want to hear, that are the same people gonna turn around and talk behind your back and
And
talk
lie.
down on you. But you have the people that's willing to look you in your eye and tell you the truth and hurt your feelings if it comes to it, that will actually hurt you, but it's helping you at the same time.
It saves you. That hurt that you
Exactly.
feel is actually someone saving you. Believe it or not. Like
If it hurts so bad, that means that there's some truth to it.
nobody
That's
wakes
what.
up and like, oh no, that's not true. There are some people who are just downright fucking diabolical, bro.
I'm
Like,
not gonna
you know what
deny
I mean?
that there
There's
are.
some people who are just fucked up in the head, whatever. But here's the truth. The people who love you and are like, hey, maybe you're doing this and I think it's detrimental to you. Or hey,
Yeah.
maybe they're hurting too, by the way. They're
Hmm.
just tough. Because it's hard. They have these conversations and they do it because they love you. They don't do it
Yep.
because they hate you. They want you to be there. If someone's willing to sit through an uncomfortable conversation with you, it's literally because they want to get through it.
Yep.
Now there
Yeah.
are some narcissists out there who like just enjoy making your day painful, and it's sometimes hard to decipher, but
Yeah.
usually
I
there's a
should have
quick test.
corrected how I was saying it because there's
Yeah,
people that just go out of their way to hurt your feelings, and there's people that care about you that'll hurt your feelings in a sense to help you.
I
So
do a quick test usually if I see if somebody's helping me or hurting me. Did they gain anything from saying that? Did I gain anything from saying that? Like, because sometimes people, you ever meet someone and you say hey to them and they look, you gained some weight. Did
yeah,
anyone benefit from that exchange whatsoever? No. Huh, trying
right.
to hurt me.
Except for you potentially hurting that other person
Did
feeling, whatever it might
anyone
be.
benefit? Now, if you would have said something like, "Hey, man, I see you eating good. How you feeling?" People can gloss right over that shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the minute you start to pick people apart, it just don't work. So I always
Yeah,
say,
it's different if you know. It's different if you
yeah,
know the person and y'all that's that fun play, that bullshit talk you do. But yeah, some people
no.
take it overboard.
Like I said, I always do a quick test. If it's constructive, I've gained something. So someone will say like, "Hey man, like I see you've been gaining weight, but you wanted to hit the gym. I saw this gym over here. You know what I mean? Maybe we go together, or maybe you check it out." Constructive. Because what did you learn? Number one, your friend thinks you're fat. Number two, your friend's paying attention to you. Number three, your friend actually went out of his way to look for something to help you. So that's
Right.
constructive. You get me?
And willing to go and help you at it in their own. So
And you don't always have to be willing to go. Sometimes just doing the research is the work. Don't always, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yep.
but realistically, that's how you know the difference. I always struggle like with because we run this large group and people will comment like, "Oh, your music's not mine. I don't make music, but like your music's trash." And I say,
Hmm.
that's not helpful. You're not helping nobody. You just tell them motherfucker they music trash. Like you don't even sound educated. You just sound like you know one word and you go to that one. You know what I mean? Like
And all fairness, like I don't make music. I do write music. I put it through that Suno app and it sings it or whatever for me because I'm not in that space like I used to be. But there are some people that they put music out, whether it's for laughs or whatever, it's different. But
it's rude.
there is
It's rude.
they need somebody to look at them and be like, hey,
That shit trash.
no. But I also get it because at least they're willing to do it. They got some
It
type of
takes nerve.
confidence, put out that trash ass song or whatever it might be.
Well, that's why I
And
try to say, like, if you're gonna say something along the lines of the music is trash, maybe like give them some elements of it that make it trash. You know what I mean? Like maybe say, hey, I see where you're going. You wanna, if it's pure garbage, go. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think you might wanna maybe do something else. Like have you tried mechanics? Like
hey, I know at least one group. I'm not gonna say their name. I know at least one group that they know what they put out is not good, but it gets the clicks. It gets what they want going on, and you might have heard of
it
them.
might probably. Listen, sometimes people,
That
and that's
yeah.
another thing. Like I find that independent artists make music to make music, and they make music to make good music. Whereas
Mhm.
like I find some mainstream artists make music to make money, which of course,
Yeah,
sure. But then don't expect me to be like into it or buy it. I'm looking for a specific type of song. You get what I mean? So I need
yeah,
and we don't really have a place. I mean, you have Spotify, but what does Spotify end up doing? Pushing NBA YoungBoy, pushing, you know what I mean? Like, when's the last time Spotify pushed a real art or not real? Sorry, a
yeah,
independent artist for real? You know, like,
right.
so we need a place for that. And I got
Hmm.
the place, bro. It's not the only place. And I'd love to meet other radio stations that are highly concept. So are you an independent Spanish artist? Or Spanish radio. I'd love to meet with you. Let's have fucking radio day. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like, let's do the
Yeah.
damn thing, but let's get it done. And that's
Now that'd
pretty
be
much
dope
what
for
Cool is
real.
about for real. Like, I just want things to change. I don't care who. I kind of care who. But you know what I mean? I just, things need to change, and I'm going to be the
Yeah.
change, and I'm going to encourage the change. That's all.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's like with what you do, because I thought about doing it. I just gotta put some time in between. But like, you can host some type of event. You
Yeah,
plan it
that's
out
our
for a year.
next thought.
You start inviting a bunch of people.
That's what
You
we're
might get a
thinking.
bunch of new artists that they're trying to get some type of come up, trying to get some
That's what
type
we're
of
thinking.
uh. Because again, I know some rappers. I know a couple that maybe shouldn't be doing it, but they still do it, and they keep going, and they're getting better as time goes on.
That's exactly it.
But
They get better. People get better,
but
bro. Like,
yeah, exactly, they're learning from what they're doing, and they're not letting people discourage them either.
everybody got to slow their roll with this. Like, first of all, Tupac didn't come out Tupac.
Yeah.
Get me? Like,
Oh yeah. No, I heard that. I heard he actually changed up after he got out of jail.
yeah, like
So,
you gotta really study an artist. There's the Michael Jackson is one of the rare people who I can say from the womb to the tomb was an artist. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
motherfucker came out spinning, but like
Hmm.
most
You
people,
ain't
it's the
lying. He
progression.
moonwalked out his mama.
Yeah, like
Like,
what the hell? I would rather be a LL Cool J. You know, LL Cool J got a
oh
steady
yeah.
ass career, bro. Steady, staple. I bet you his bills are paid. I guarantee you he goes on vacation. I guarantee you there's a part of life that LL Cool J never even thought he could touch.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Same with
about. And that
same with Method Man, Red Man. I mean,
it's
like you
not a,
got these
it's
guys, they came
longevity.
from nothing and look where they're at. They're still flowing with it all.
But it's
So
it's longevity. It's
yeah.
the longevity. That shit is awesome. Like fuck like being here in 7 years. I'm gonna
Mm,
be here in 70 years.
mm,
In 70 years. And I didn't have to do drugs. I didn't have to sell my soul. I didn't have to lose myself. I just created a system that worked.
right.
And I did it
No,
with a
yeah.
little bit of integrity, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did it with a little bit of integrity.
That's all that matters, really, because like if you let people sway you, not only could that be, so to speak, the downfall of what you're building, but that could be something to help blow them up and for them to throw you in the trash.
Yeah, and then
It's
that's
different
true.
when that's the case because it happens and it's crazy to happen. Like you see people go through it, and that's what's going on. Is like this person should have been the one to get up here. Like there's a dude I interviewed not too long ago. He's ghostwritten quite a few books.
Mhm.
And like understandably he wasn't worried about trying to get the actual acknowledgement from everything. But you get people that they ghostwrite and they don't get any type of acknowledgement. They don't get
That
all
shit.
this just because people don't want to share that they ain't the ones doing it.
And I think that's weird because you have to know what you're getting into when you get into it. Does that make
Yeah,
sense? Like, if you agree to be someone's ghostwriter, what the fuck are you looking for recognition?
right.
Does that mean, like, you get what I mean? Like, who the hell looks
Yeah,
for recognition as a ghostwriter? The whole point of being the ghostwriter is that the artist gets the recognition. So I never
right.
really
It was
understood.
just an example though.
No, no, no,
It
I
was
know.
just an example, like, yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's the world we live in, where people are ghostwriters and expect recognition. You get it? Like the word ghost
Yeah.
is in there. So and I don't like that. I don't like that.
Mhm.
My world does not operate like that. In my world, ghostwriters are ghostwriters and they stay that. So
Yeah.
we created it, and now we're gonna keep creating it. And now, and we're gonna build it until the wheels fall off, or until someone buys me out with a real price and they have a real soul.
Well, see, even that, it's one of the things I've talked to the wife because I had somebody they actually wanted to buy my channel and take it into their own, but and that's just because they liked how I had it, and I already have a little footing in with it to where they can't claim what I'm doing.
Buy your channel is crazy. I
Which,
think
by the way, my channel's not
no,
anything right now, so they could have fucking went around me and did all this extra, but no, they
that's
came
what
to
I
me.
mean.
They wanted to buy, and yeah,
No, they wanted your
this
audience.
is
And
weird.
instead of saying to you, like, hey, man, I really respect what you're doing. I really enjoy it. And, I want to do something similar and I'd like to build a similar audience. Could we partner? No, let me just offer you some green ducats or
Everything good there?
sir.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So,
Yeah, I was like, uh oh.
no, I'm
Started
here.
talking and it faded. But no, I mean, it it was weird when I got that offer because like it's like I told him like I just said no and I deleted the messages. I was like, I'm not like if they try to reach back out, it ain't gonna happen. But it's one of the things where I don't want nobody to do that.
It's yours.
Like right, I'm building it. I'm getting this all rolling. Like I'm not looking for I'm not looking
Buy
for
out.
nothing like that. Yeah, like first off, the channel's not worth anywhere near what they were trying to offer first off, so I was like, all right, it's some BS. But I mean it could be eventually, but it's not right now. But I'm growing it. I'm taking the opportunity that people don't try to do and hear people out. Like I got the whole one of the reasons why I finally said, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go do this is frankly it was Joe Rogan. It's a controversial thing to say, I guess, but I listened to him. I paid attention to some of what he's been saying. I like the aspect. I get to talk to whoever I want whenever I want to. And I get to choose. I don't have people telling me who I can and can't talk to. So it's just what it is. Like why would I want somebody that could potentially be above me telling me, "Hey, you can't talk to this
Yeah, talk
person
about that.
or you
Why
can't
would you
do
let
that."
someone buy your name, especially if your name is worth something? What I would do is I would take that and be like, hey man, someone really like it's time. Like I said, there are little things that you can do. You don't have to run out and get a production studio. You know what I mean? Like there's just little things you can do to elevate this to a point where you feel like you're taking this more serious.
Right.
And I encourage
Yeah,
you
I
to do
mean,
those things. And that's what we're here for. So if you ever need some help, man, just drop me. Here's what I tell people. The easiest way to get to me is through Zelle or Cash App, right? You
fair
send me
enough.
10. I swear to God, you send me $10 and say, hey, Ashley, I got a question. Guess what, motherfucker? I got an answer for you. And the reason I do shit like that, and it's obviously, it's a joke. And so if someone sends me a question, I tend to answer it. But the reason I say it like that is because as a consultant, my entire bread and butter is time. So like every second I spend with somebody, I'm
Mhm.
calculating as a second that my light bill might not get paid. So
Right.
I always tell people, bro, if you want to take things from point A to point B or point B to point C or wherever the fuck to get to where you need to be, the simplest thing to do, honestly, is just to get a landing page where people can land on you. Literally. And it doesn't have to cost you much. It doesn't have to cost you any time either. If you don't have money, you probably have time. And if you don't have time, you probably have some money. And if you don't have either, you probably need rehab. That's literally how I figure it out. Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Uh, Yeah. I mean,
most of the time.
yeah. Time is of the essence, as they say.
And I want to see
So
you do that, bro. Like, I'm going to follow you. Like, I have friends that I've been online friends with for 10 years, and we meet in person. You know what I mean? Like, I follow people in not in the least creepy way, but I believe in developing networks of people who I can call in any state and say, hey, bro, I'm outside. Like, what you got going on this week? That's how we do it ourselves. We can't,
right.
the way the elite do it is they go to places like Harvard. They go to places like Yale. Places you can't get into. Places they use every single way, from what you look like to what you make to keep you out. We
Right.
don't have to do that to each other. We really fucking don't. And we can't afford to.
Yeah.
So, like, I
No, not
develop
at
a
all.
network, bro. My people are, I swear to you, you can ask my wife. It doesn't matter what state we're in. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pop up and see this person. And she's like, what the fuck do you mean? I go, I'm gonna see this person, bro. And we gonna do something cool, you know what I mean? So I would just encourage you to just not buckle down more because, like you said, you're making more time for your family, but incorporate more. You ever make bread? You gotta
Yeah,
start
I've
folding
tried.
shit in, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta be folding the shit in. Fold the podcast in. Fold the family in. And then once it's all folded in, bro, let it rest. And now we baking a
Yeah.
real loaf of bread. My phone's about to die. I got like 2 more minutes, bro.
No, you good. You good. But no, I definitely get it because I have people I talk to that I've met one person like in person that I've talked to, but I have friends from the UK. I have friends from Mexico, Canada. I have a buddy out in Minnesota that I actually went out there. I knew him for like a year and a half. I went out to meet him. And like I took my family, we went out there, like we had a whole like family day out type
That's what's
thing.
up.
And I invited him. He was part of my wedding. And we don't
See?
talk as much as we used to, but we still talk. Like he still calls me his brother. I still consider him a close friend, a brother. So
That's
it's
awesome.
like we we don't need to. You got people like a best friend somewhere that you don't see every day, but when you do see him, y'all have that hour-long conversation about nothing,
Oh, yeah, you
or you
just sit
discuss
and
nothing
chill.
general.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
it's
it,
like
bro.
you
Those are
left
the
off where
friendships I
you left
developed,
off.
G.
You left
Hey,
off
man,
where
it
you
was
left
cool.
off.
I don't want my phone to die on you and me to just black out.
Nah,
So,
you straight.
thank you. We got to do
Just
a
give it a
part two,
second
but
before
we'll
you
do it on
back
my
out.
show.
But we'll do a part two. We got you. Just don't leave right away. All right. Peace, everybody.